up before he gets here and they'll pay the bills.
All right, let's call this session Commissioner Court to order to conduct business of the county. First item on the agenda, of course, for all week is pay the bills. Y'all had a chance to look over all of them. We've got one out that Andy and I pulled out, wanted to talk to y'all about before we put it into the deal. And what it is, it's over the reimbursement schedule on Holly School. Now these, as a general rule, so far the only time people gone to school pretty much elected officials. But there's some schools available to some of the assistants and deputies around now, and I'd like for all of our people to take advantage of all the education. The problem is these assistant secretaries and stuff who go on to school, most of them don't have the money to fund that. For 6 months. So on Holly School, I gave her my credit card to pay for the gas, the meals, and motel. And of course on this one, TAC reimburses. But on hers, she had it's $164.67 on gas. TAC reimbursed that plus mileage on the car. We're going to take that out of it. I mean, I pay on mileage. So she had some left over after gas, but that's reimbursed her for the use of her car to go down to San Marcos. She charged $71.72 on meals. They reimbursed that. The motel, and that was, she stayed and got the block room rent on that thing, which was $108 plus tax. But tax didn't reimburse all that. The actual room cost was $372.03. That was for 3 nights. What tax reimbursed was because the new grant, they're only reimbursing $85 plus tax, which is $97.75.
Now let me get this right. They've got a block of rooms down there that they reserved, and they're not going to fund them.
They only fund part of it.
I mean, I thought that would be the whole idea.
Well, see, that's what we thought too until I got this thing in.
Okay.
So what it was, they funded $293.25, but the actual room for the 3 nights was $372.60. The question is, do we pay that extra $79.35, or do we deduct that from her travel expenses, paying for her car above the gas?
No, we paid that.
We paid it. So what it is, the total credit card charges to the county is $608.99. What TAC reimbursed for the expenses was $529.64. So we asked that Holly reimbursed in the county that $529.64, and the county pays that extra $79.35. Is that it just seems to me the county should pay for it. I mean, that's because if we weren't being reimbursed, it would cost us the entire $608.99. As it is, it would only cost the county $79.35 for Holly to go off to school gone 3.5 days. That's pretty cheap school.
Actually, if we'd have paid for it, it cost us $771.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I mean, do y'all have a problem with, like on these, and I know Tiffany is scheduled into a school this spring. I don't think they'll reimburse anything on it through the Justice Court. Y'all have a problem with me sending the credit card, of course, with strict instructions, is to be used for your gas, your meals, and motel. Because I hate to ask them ask them to go to school and then ask them to front the expenses for 6 weeks or so until we get reimbursed on it. Is that?
We either have to do that, or we have to do like the hospital and stuff. We have to pay them these expenses up front, or some real expenses. This is how much we're going to pay you, and pay the hospital sends the mileage check up front.
Yeah. See, on our elected officials, up now about what we've done is pay the motel bill, but we front our own gas and meals and stuff ourselves. For our other employees, I just don't think it's right for us to ask them to go to these schools and then ask them to front the expense until we get reimbursed. I think the county money should be, and right now it's, we've got 3 credit cards, Anya's, mine, and of course Cody's got his. But is it, you know, I mean, I know we can't, it's not on anybody's part of the bill, so we pay that.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's the deal on here where it says on here, you got the block of rooms here at $108, and then there's another $16.20 worth of taxes to add on that, but they only reimbursed us $97.75 based on an $85 a night room.
They're learning from the state on those unfunded mandates.
Exactly. Well, I guess
I just find that extremely comical. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
If you're not going to give, if they put the block of rooms up and they knew what the deal was, it looks like they would have reimbursed.
Yeah, that's just. Well, see, I called tax about that. I thought, well, they've made a mistake, because when I put the figure to it, see, like, we've got spring judicial in Lowell coming up later on this month at that Overton Hotel. Well, that's, the block rooms are $85 a night, and there's 15% tax to add to that, which makes it $97.75. And when I figured this, well, they paid $97.75. I thought, well, they just made a mistake. The girl, when she figured it, was figuring what it's going to cost for the judges up there on the judge's assistant in San Marcos, but it clearly says $108. So I called him. I said, has there been some mistakes? He said, oh no, with this new grant, because these are funded through the appellate court, the grant through the appellate court system. And said, we can only reimburse the same as what we're reimbursing for the judges' schools. So that leaves, well, 85 as opposed to 108, and then the 15 cent tax. So that's actually, these rooms cost $124.20 a night, as opposed to $97.75. But that's all the reimbursement. Kind of like Gary. I thought there's got to be a mistake, but it wasn't. So we assumed one thing and it didn't do it. So anyway, so anyhow, here's one more set of bills that.
Well, I mean, I think they had roofs reserved in the blocks, but they either didn't pay for them or they paid for all of it.
Well,
I mean,
that hotel should have went with the $85 a night instead of $108.
Yeah. But anyway, it was kind of a deal here. Okay, do we pay all of it? And it seemed to me like we should, but I wanted to bring that up and make sure that somebody didn't have a problem with us fronting the expense on these.
And that's something we do need to decide. Are we going to just send them the credit cards, or are we going to go in and set an amount and say this is how much we're going to send with you, you know? Which is what most people do. They have a set, we pay X amount of dollars a day per meal, and if you spend it all and more, that's your bad. If you don't, that's for your good, and they pay mileage up front.
doesn't matter to me which way we go.
It's awful easy to keep it on a credit card. You know.
Yeah.
Like I say, when they leave here with it, and there's not that many that's going to be doing. I don't know whether Patty will be sending any of your deputies off to school like that. But, this is just one Holly. I'm looking for a school for her and Sally both, maybe again, because there's a lot of this legal paperwork that they're doing all the time. If I could find a good school to send them to, I'd like to send them there. But I do know that Tiffany is supposedly, I guess I tried to catch her this morning to see for sure if she's going to go. I've heard that she's going to, Mike wants her to go to school sometime this spring.
Yeah.
And Justice Court doesn't reimburse anything. That's all on the county.
Well, if I send my deputies, there won't be any reimbursements either. Because I've only been reimbursed once, the very first one I went to.
Well, I'm a firm believer in education. And if we've got a school that any of our employees can go to that's going to benefit the county, you know, in more knowledge and more efficient ways of doing our business, I'm a firm believer in these schools.
We don't reimburse you when you go to school?
They don't.
She meant the
No,
clerks
tax.
association
Oh,
Yeah,
reimbursement.
yeah, y'all do.
See, we didn't
Yeah.
reimburse Holly, tax reimbursed
Yeah.
Holly.
But the clerks association doesn't reimburse them. And the justice court, as far as I know, don't, and I don't think the tax assessors, like, see, Lacy, did have her scheduled in some schools, I think, coming up this fall. I don't know if she's gonna go ahead and attend them or not. I asked her the other day, and she said she didn't know. But, really, does your association reimburse any?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And so, tax, that may
If
be
it
the only
did,
reimbursement we
$100.
get from association, that's for me
Seems like
or
the very
my
first year
sister.
when I first went in office, they reimbursed something and I gave it to the county.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
But that's, on this one, that's a pretty good deal where it ended up cutting, well, there's $100 registration fee, wasn't it, on that one? I believe that's right.
Yes.
$100 registration fee and then $79 above what they reimburse for the actual expenses. That's pretty cheap school. Well, it's 2.5 day school, so she's gone, actually 3.5 days, time you figure a half day travel each way. So that's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap school. Anyway, is there any other question or discussion on bills? Motion? Motion to pay bills, second. Got a second? All in favor? Raise your right hand. Consent list. Number 2. Minutes. I have one word I'd like to see changed on it, on item number 3.
Okay.
Down there, right at the tail end of the first paragraph of that, where it says, Padgett Construction Company, Inc., for the demolition and should be removal of the old courthouse.
Demolition and removal?
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
demolition and excavation is the way it's worded.
Yeah, okay.
Demolition and removal of the old courthouse. That was the only thing I saw. Does anybody have any? Tax assessor collectors monthly report. Looks like we're, as far as all the county collection, we're a little better than 95% collection on here. As usual, the cities are the ones that's keeping the overall percentages down, but the hospital and counties is low. Maybe a little better than 95%. Hey, what's going on? This makes 2 months in a row the county court has outdone the district court. I don't understand.
It must be probates.
It's something fishy here on that deal.
This $4,600 that you get reported for recording here, what is that basically?
That is the topic.
That's this up here?
That is the copies that we make. It's the what we charge for recording.
And the fines?
No.
But it's
That
in this?
is the recording fees, the copies, our BBS, Bureau of Vital Statistics. Our part, the county's part of certified birth certificates or death certificates, the county's part would be added into the recording fee. It's let me see here.
Okay,
Okay,
can you issue a certified birth certificate now?
Yes.
Like,
If they're born here, I can't do out of county.
oh, you can't do out of county?
It requires another machine. I really don't like them. I've seen them. There's very limited information on them. It's not like the birth certificate that the county has. there's a whole lot more information on this.
You can't get a visa with one of them.
It's just barely limited information. It's the mother, father, the child, the date of birth, and the county they were born in. That's basically what it is. It doesn't have any other.
You gotta have that doctor's signature on there.
Yeah.
If you get a visa.
Is that the difference between the short form and the long form that we hear about in the news all the time?
I guess.
Basically, it is.
Okay, so if you're gonna get.
We go on that trip to Alaska. I might drive to Fort Stockton and get that. And we send all that stuff in. And I went to Lansing. Them had misplaced our birth certificates. All of them. Mine, Dennis, and all the boys. So I just went to Lansing because they got that deal, you know. She printed it off. I come back over here. We sent it to where you send off to get a passport, Tennessee or somewhere. Well, we rocked along there. We gotta get title one. We get left back with denied because we didn't send the long form. So we get that on Saturday, of course, in the mail. So we get up on that Monday morning, and Danny goes to Vernon, and I drive to Fort Stockton. I get mine out there, and I go to the FedEx office, and I FedEx mine. She can't find FedEx. She has to come all the way back to Aspenmont and overnight it at the post office here. That Fort Stockton, I found FedEx, and I FedEx mine.
You got one, Jayden.
The only thing that's in that right there is the recording fees, the copies, and that BBS and our part of that birth certificate, county part of birth certificate, that's all that's in that. Because the records management and the courthouse security are separate. But that's the total that we took in for recording.
You had to have a visa to go up there.
I had that because we went into Canada. We flew out.
You didn't have to have a passport, you had a visa.
I had that passport, so I had that.
Okay, so those like we used to get the boys when they were playing Little League ball, we'd go to Jayton and get that one up there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's fine.
But will it work to get a passport?
No. No.
Okay. Unless they were born in Kent County.
Yeah. See, that's like when I got my passport, I was actually born at the clinic in Kent County. So I had a full form birth certificate for me, and it was, I got my passport.
Since then, my wife had to send the birth certificate, so put it up the same place.
Are you still safe when?
Yeah.
Kent, Haskell, and Jones County offers that out of county birth certificates, but I thought about it, and then I just think, but you can't still get a passport in England?
No, you better file for it. But it's gotta be sent off to Tennessee or something.
Me and you born in the same place, right?
Huh?
Me and you born in the same building.
Was it? At the old clinic? Yeah. This is.
You walk in and get a walk-in with
website.
in Dallas. It's 24 hours notice. The only thing is you can't fly out of the United States. We've done that and see a long story here.
You could drive across with.
We're gonna have to fly to Washington State and drive to Vancouver. Get that boat out of there.
Kent
Do
County
what now?
was.
You can get a passport, a 24-hour passport, or you can get one within 24 hours at the house. But only you can't fly to the U.S. with it. You can drive out of the U.S. with it. So I could have went to. We already had that appointment too. I mean, this whole thing was. It was just like a house of cards.
A lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's the only place you get one is in New Orleans.
Is that right?
Go down there and walk in. Takes about 8 or 10 hours to get it done. That's about the only place in the United States you get it done.
Kent County was doing passports, but they took it away from them.
Go there, back here.
Okay, and that was the treasurer's report. And you should all have copies of that in your packet. Any questions on anything on the consent list? Comments?
Didn't have to lower raise CDs none this month? Yeah, just keep it up, we'll keep you on full time.
We both know it's gonna change.
Yeah. It is month 5.
It is. And I have enough to make it for sure till next month, and depending on what she pays me, we may make it to May before we have to start pulling out.
Good.
Any other questions, comments, consent list? Do we have a motion? Ready to move to approve the consent list, have a second? Second, all in favor? Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Gary got rid. I had left too, but I
On
did
this
raise
one,
right.
On this next one, this that 12-month electric bill, we're just doing it 12, or this last year, did it for 12 months, look at it. Let me go in here and check my email. I had another outfit talked to Thursday. We had a little trouble, Danny and I, getting all the information they kept wanting. Got the last of it to them Thursday. I explained to them that they had to have it in here by 9 o'clock to be considered. So let me go check my email and make sure that it's on.
Prices. I seen Lisa joke last Sunday, and she's getting that, when she started buying from Abilene School District, so she's buying it electricity for 4.5 cents.
What about a delivery charge?
Well, she didn't say. I'm sure that they're hammering coming back the other way on that, but still, that's pretty cheap, wasn't it? 4.5 cents.
Yeah, more especially if there's no delivery charge.
That's turn that right quick.
See, on mine at the house, I'm buying electricity for 6 cents, but the delivery charge is as high as the electricity.
Nope. They didn't get it in time. As a result, I've only got one company that's got us a bid, but this is the Electric Texas, the one that we accepted last year, and they checked with multiple suppliers, and then find us the cheapest rate. This time, they put us with Hudson Valley.
Hudson what?
This is Electricity Texas. They're for a better term, I guess you'd call them electric jobber or a
Broker.
Consultant or whatever. They check with all. I mean, there's so many of these little outfits that's gone into this business. They buy blocks of electricity and then they sell it out. So this was a job, and the other one was the same thing job. It was True Energy was checking the other one. They didn't get their bids back in. But this one, he says, thank you for your patience. We gathered rates for your meeting on Monday. Here are the lowest rates and terms for the start date when your contract expires. 12 months fixed is $5.99. $5.99 kilowatt hour. 24 months is 6.3 cents kilowatt, and for 36 months is 6.5 cents kilowatt hour. He didn't designate which company that it would be going with. I mean, like I say, this last time it was Hudson. It very well may be the same one. Since they're already on it, they might could give a little bit rate, I don't know. But those are the rates, and this was checked with a number of electric providers around the state.
That 5.99, is there a delivery charge that goes along with that?
Oh, yeah, let's see, AEP has line charges, and there's, what we're operating under now is 4.7, but I think we're actually, by the time they add everything to it, it's about 16 cents? Somewhere in the neighborhood.
Because you got line charges, and I mean, you're gonna have line charges with anybody.
With any of them, because AEP's they're gonna get their money out of it.
I think Hudson doesn't do as much meter charge than Prairie, but.
We're paying 4.7, 4.9.
Yeah, 4.7. It's gone up. We're paying 4.7.
We're gonna go to 5.9. Is that what you said?
5.99. You might say 6 cents. Yeah. That's for 12 months.
12 months.
It's 6.3 for 24 months and 6.5 for 36 months. But,
It went down when you went out long.
no, see, that was a question I had last year, the same thing, I figured if we did a longer term, it would actually be cheaper. They said they don't know what it's gonna do in the future, so they've got to cover their bases. So it actually, the longer the term, the more you're gonna pay for it, which is just the opposite of what nearly any other contractual basis will be. And that was one of the reasons I just went with the 12 months last year, plus the fact for us to enter into a multi-year agreement, we're committing funds from one budget cycle to another, and before we can do that, we have to have an out clause in any contract. So at the end of 12 months, if for budgetary reasons, we can't do that, we can cancel out. So I just went with 12 months last year, and I don't, it's not that complicated deal. The only thing is, I think last year, had we gone 24 months, instead of 4.7, it was gonna cost us 5.3, so we'd be better off this year. We kind of roll the dice. Would it go up again another year, or would it go down? I don't know. Probably gonna go with everything else.
What I'm speculating on that.
Of course, the one we came off of last year was a 36-month contract. Right.
Who's this now we're considering?
Do what?
Who you got your bid from?
Well, it's Electricity Texas. They're I don't know what you call it.
They call it a broker.
They're a broker, I guess.
They sell electricity.
Something, but that's True Energy was the other ones working on this thing, and of course, since we hadn't worked through them, we had to send them our EIS numbers, list of them. We got 16 meters that's on this, and then they needed a copy of the bill so they'd see what all the line charges and all that. I don't know why, but they wanted to, and I told them this was Thursday. I've talked to them on the phone and email, and told them for them to be considered that they had to get this back to me by 9 o'clock this morning. They said that they would, but they've not. We either, I said, this is the only one we're gonna, or we can take it till the next meeting and maybe I'll have some from them. The thing is, it's just,
When does the contract expire?
well, they said on here, their contract begins in May. Actually, I thought it began the 1st of April. We get our first billing cycle from them the 1st of May, isn't that correct? So that means they're charging us for electricity we use in April. But he says May, but that's when we get our first bill. So actually, they would get the reading, and that, of course, all of them have to go into ERCOT and get everything changed over with ERCOT on this thing.
And last year when we went with Texas Energy and they went with Hudson, I mean, it rolled over real smooth. We didn't have the problems that we were having before, trying to get everything switched over and switched.
We had some problems with Tri-Eagle and Green Mountain.
That's putting it mildly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's putting it mild. Some heated conversations.
That'll do that. The occasional meltdown.
What's your pleasure, guys?
Thank you for the best.
Just take them?
Yep.
Make the motion on that.
Yes, sir.
12 months.
12-month contract.
5.99 cents a kilowatt hour. Do we have a second on that? We have a second. All in favor? Indicate by raising your hand. Gary, I take that thumb.
Hang on, hold on, just a second.
Oh, okay. Oh.
That's Maybe.
It's a maybe, okay.
They use World Energy as their aggregator, what she called it. But anyway, she said that theirs is, this is as good as 5.4, 5.6.
5, 4, 5, 6.
So anyway, yeah, I'm for it.
A half a cent.
Yeah, we're in the ballpark then.
How much more energy you think those school systems down there use than
Oh,
we?
a ton.
Yeah.
Cause that would be for, I guess everything with wires, she was wired and everything. Anyway.
So you voted for it?
Yeah, I was just.
All right. Vote for it. I'll, let Electricity Texas know this afternoon, and they can get the, and like I say, it very well may be with Hudson Energy. There may not be any change at all.
Yeah.
We don't know who they're going with.
No,
Yeah.
no. They'll let us know. But like Andy said, when they put us with Hudson last year, that was about as seamless a deal. I mean, it just, well, we didn't notice anything except, first of May, we got a bill from Hudson Energy, Hudson Valley.
I drove by the swimming pool the other day, just looking in that yard. We still have a meter on this yard down here.
Precinct 4.
An electric
Precinct 4
meter?
yard, yeah.
Yeah.
We use that. See, that's $12, $14 a month.
On that lot down there by the pool. So if we got that one disconnected,
Wouldn't affect anything.
It won't affect me a
it would
bit.
affect you. Okay.
I looked, I thought it was gone a long time ago.
No, I think there's a meter, I noticed the meter in
Yeah,
there.
it's still there.
I was hunting meters one day and I found that one.
I have no idea what that's going to cost us.
We talked about that many years ago, about getting rid of that one.
It cost us between $14 and $16 a month to have a
Yeah.
meter down there.
Well, water meter and the electric meter both are supposed to go away.
I don't think we have a water meter down there, but
No,
we still
water
have
meter's gone for sure.
but we still have an electric
Okay.
meter. It's hanging on that post up there, you can see.
By
it.
that building,
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get that, remind me, get that EIN number, and we'll just have that one canceled out.
That meter ain't still there right inside the gate. That's the point.
it's on the back, it's on the north fence.
No, I'm talking about water meter.
Oh, I don't know about water
It's
meter.
right inside the gate there.
Yeah, it's gone. It got to leaking. We were trying to get them to take it out, and they wouldn't never take it out. Finally, got to leaking. Took it out to them.
We'll probably get that one canceled, not on that. All right, item number 4. Consider adding another internet line of service. We've been having some problems, and come to find out our security system, these cameras are chewing up our bandwidth. It got so slow on this end the other day, we couldn't download anything. I mean, you put it up, I guess if you left it on there an hour or two, you might get something up. So I thought, well, it's our internet providers having problems and stuff, and so we've had them increase the speed 3 times since I've been in office. So we called Santa Rosa. Technician showed up about 4:30 that afternoon, went in and checked. And on the line coming in, we were getting 14.4 meg coming in. But it's tied into a router. It went in a router first for this video equipment so we could send the signal across the street. That was 14.4 going in, it's 3.2 coming out. Those cameras are chewing up bandwidth. So we got it worked on a little bit and got some benefit out of it. We've changed it, put a different router on it. We're still not getting near enough bandwidth. And with this new LGS system that they're installing down here for Katy, I'm afraid we don't do something, we get locked down. Now, I'd kind of like to put in a second internet line. What that's costing us right now for a 12 meg line coming in Santa Rosa is $74.95 a month.
What's how much?
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch how much it was a month.
12 meg for
Yeah.
$74.95 a month. That's the high speed. And put the camera system, the video system on one, and that would leave us another other one, because what the camera system is leaving us, we're having to divide out amongst the entire courthouse, and it makes everybody's system slow.
Okay, can you put the camera system on one line?
Yeah.
Pay for it with the courthouse security money?
I mean, we could. Yeah.
Because that fund just keeps building.
Right. I'm assuming we could do this, yeah, because that's courthouse security.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, anything that pertains to courthouse security, if you hire a deputy here, or a constable here, or, well, anybody that has to do with security here can be paid for through those funds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can pay for it. The courthouse security funds.
Is that where the bailiff money comes from?
Mm-hmm. Where bailiff money comes from.
You can get your bailiff license.
I didn't know they had to be licensed.
Well, I guess you could do, run for the constable, you start doing this.
No, we don't need that.
If you reinstitute that, of course, it'd take a vote.
Good at that.
Take a vote, put it back in.
I can't even run a 5K, but what, sick home kids.
We paid the entry fee.
Let's go run it.
No, there's things that you pay for that you don't ever get, and that's one of them that I'm willing to do.
As long as you don't have to run.
You're not gonna run 5K?
Lord, no.
Not even gonna walk that far, huh?
Anyway, that's, on here, and I'm proposing that we add another internet line for the security system. And we're gonna talk about that a little more on a little item further down too.
Well, do we need to wait and do it?
Well, no, that others, it's adding to what we got, see what y'all think about it. But we've got to do something with the system we have in now, because it's chewing up most of our bandwidth that we've got off of that single line. Put another one in and charge it off to the courthouse security, dedicated for the security system.
It's my motion.
Okay. Bill Kirk makes that motion. Do we have a second? David, second. All in favor?
Right here.
Okay.
In full.
We can do it.
Right hand climb.
The thing of it is, though, with that new LGS system on it, Patty's gonna need a considerable amount of bandwidth down there, on top of what's already being used. So we need to have that full 14 meg coming in here to operate the other offices.
The only time we get on the internet is to a state report usually.
Okay, item number 5. Consider swimming pool opening and lifeguard reimbursement for certification fee. And that's a little bit about what we talked about a while ago. Right now, we're in stage 3 water conservation mode. I keep hearing rumors that there's a very good chance Miller Creek is gonna upgrade theirs to stage 3. When they do, if I understand what the city manager is telling me, we automatically go to stage 4. Stage 4 means no outside watering, period, and no stop water. Well, I talked to him, it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago, about the possibility of opening the pool, if there would be water available for it. And he was all for it. Oh yeah, we can make plenty of water for that. Well, so as long as we stay in stage 3, thinking we're good to go on opening the pool. But if we drop to stage 4, and we start restricting people from watering their trees and their shrubs, or watering their cattle, guys, I don't think there's any way we can justify opening that swimming pool.
Well, you talk all our wells would supply really the way we're,
Exactly.
the consumption right now, except for the nitrate problem.
Yeah.
The wells, yeah, we'd have to go into it. I don't know why we're gonna cut everybody completely out of everything.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna have
and
to
that's
lie
it.
on our hands.
I'm getting some confusing kind of signals, and I don't know how to go, but, you know, if we're gonna open the pool, we kinda need to be making some plans, but if things go downhill with the water situation, we need to kinda have a contingency what we're gonna do there. And so here's another thing, and it's on the part of this agenda item. Gonna open it, we need to start making arrangements, we're gonna have, 2 or 3 of our lifeguards that's gonna need to be either certified or recertified. They pay for it up front, for the certification. And then at the end of the year, if they work for us all summer, then we reimburse them. It's $250 a piece, is that correct? And
For both courses.
yeah, that's for the lifeguard and CRP or
Wait a minute, it's
CPR.
$175 because I paid the 3 new ones $175.
It's $175. But here's the thing. If we drive on here in stage 3, as if we're gonna open the pool, and we're getting our lifeguards lined up, and we've gotta start doing that by this next month. We send them off to school with the promise they work for us all month with reimburses, and then all of a sudden we decide that we can't open the pool. Do we reimburse them then? Because it's not their fault that they didn't get to work all summer. You know, it's just something we need to think about.
Still got to have lifeguards be ready.
I feel like it's prudent we get them ready.
It doesn't change, so don't put a price in there because, I mean, we don't know what.
Yeah, we don't know what they're gonna charge. That's about what it's been running.
I think what's pressed on like everything's normal.
Everything's normal, and then if
Because tomorrow it could rain 12 inches
Well, yeah.
on that tank around, that lake around over
Well,
there.
they might have got some runoff from that rain this weekend,
You know?
cause that line went
Yeah.
right up through there.
well,
I just think what just.
I kinda agree that you can drive on, but we need to have that kinda in there, that if the lifeguards spend this kind of money and then something happens, we don't open the pool, we need to reimburse them, or my opinion, we'd need to reimburse them whether they worked or not, because if they don't, it's not their fault. But now, if one of them goes, we pay for this, and somebody goes down there and works a week or 2 and says, I'm not doing this anymore, then they're on the hook for their own certification costs. So.
If we don't put it that way, you might not get any applicants at all.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Gonna be reimbursed.
That job don't pay that kid will make $700-900 down there, depending on how much they work. If you had to go out and pay $200 for the certification, the certification is 2 years.
Yeah. Well, is that something we need to revisit in our policy on that? Will we just pay for it up front and hope for the best?
No.
Okay.
We've done that before.
Y'all have you?
Yeah.
Kinda gives them an incentive to be there.
That job ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work and a lot of time out in that hot sun.
It's not as glamorous as it looks, that's what you're saying?
And it's for minimum wage, I mean, it is.
How many girls are going to swim?
So we've got a motion that we proceed as if the pool's gonna open,
I'll
and
make
if
that
for
motion.
whatever reason it doesn't, we go ahead and reimburse the lifeguards for their cost of their training.
I'll make that motion.
All right, we got that motion? Have a second? Jan, second. All in favor of that? This next one, we talked about this thing, and, you know, we got this old jail over here. It's one of the few historical buildings left in the county. Talking with the folks in the Historical Society about possibly looking at that thing and renovating it. Jim and I, we've looked at it since we posted this thing again. Well, I don't know whether we can afford to do that thing or not. I hate to see it. I hate to see it just fall down. You know, that was the first courthouse or first jailhouse built in Stonewall County. On second look on that thing out there, I don't know if it's worth spending any money on. I think you'd have to completely reconstruct the thing and call it the original jail.
It needs to be torn down, all off, what it needs.
Does it need to be torn down and hauled off, or does it need shed up there?
It
Needs to be hauled off, and a new shed put where it's at.
Which,
You're taking the life in your hands walking in, ain't you?
yeah.
Yes, you are.
The sides
Well,
caved in,
that's what
caved
we
in.
look, it just, after looking at it, and I've had someone come in here asking about this. You know, that we needed, now needing to preserve that, that's one of the few historical buildings. And talking to Gentleman, he said, you know, that's something we really need to do, and I said, well, let me get it on the agenda. And then we decided, we better go look at it good, and after looking at it,
Room.
I don't think we could save it. I mean, I really don't. So, but it was already on my agenda, but I hate to just tear it down. I mean, because it is a historical building. So what do we do with it? Keep letting it sit there till it finally falls down?
Yeah, we'll have about $20,000 worth of tires in there, pickups in there. We'll lose all that when it falls in.
Is it the roof that's bad, or the walls, or what is it?
The roof has already fell in part of, well, most, a quarter of the roof has already fell in. The rest is about to fall in. The walls are falling in as we speak.
I thought I heard something.
Every day you go out there, you can find another rock there like that. Another chunk out of ceiling.
I told no kids ever get in there prowling around.
But there's no conceivable way to go in there and put some pipe or beams up to brace the wall some way inside and out.
It doesn't fell in, Mark. It didn't fell in. Right?
Well, if it's in that case, then maybe we need to think about putting some kind of security fence around the thing, keep some kids from getting in there and getting mashed when it falls in.
That's right.
Probably should have done a west weather, knock it down where you had at least.
There'd be a fence around that whole yard over there, keep kids out there. Well, there's been trucks all the time.
Here we've had some theft of lots of articles here lately. Just in the surrounding.
Well, I understand that.
Have you lost anything?
Not this go around, I have in the past, yes, but nothing I know of this time.
So we want to table this for further study.
Yeah.
We have a motion to table this one, till we do more study.
Oh, shit.
I ain't for tearing it down yet. You just don't, I don't know, you just don't get in, I just don't think we need to get in a hurry about tearing it down.
Well, it don't matter to me. If we go look at it, inspect it.
Yeah.
Go in there and look around.
Where your heart at? And your fingers, so we can figure out where you're at in the rubble.
I think we need to make some kind of decision out of it, so for now, we table it till we do a little more study and make a decision.
Yeah. Table.
Till that grant can be.
Yeah, you want that in the form of motion? Table item number 5, or 6,
Yeah.
I mean, for further study. We have a second on that.
Just take my on it,
Any second? Jan's got a second. All in favor? All right, all right. Pat and Teddy felt like going into this thing all at one time was a little more than what we wanted to jump on to begin with. I feel like, you know, we've got the paper in the hallway all fixed and painted. Looks good. I think it does. I think it's really improved the looks of the thing. I'd like to start doing some of the offices a few at a time and just slowly work our way around. I had Teddy figure what it would cost to do the east half of the courthouse. And here's his bid on that.
Then when we signed today, that's total of what he's done so far.
Do what?
The total of this bill today, that's the total of what we've done
What
so
is that
far.
so far?
That's the
Yes.
halls.
Yeah, but what we paid,
Yeah.
that's the hallways, the entry, the foyer, all that, you know, where they paint all the ceilings and the entry.
We're caught up.
Yeah, we caught up. And this is to start on offices on the east half of the building. And it would prove that, I've already talked to him about it. Patty's gonna be shut down Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then, of course, the weekend for installing that new program for training, and all. Talked to Teddy, if we approve this thing, would he be able to be here Wednesday, have a crew in here to go to work? He said that shouldn't be a problem. So if we approve it, I'll call him and.
What was the total on the halls?
10-2, wasn't it?
$10,202.60.
Well, if we get that and get the east half done this year, then maybe next year we can think about doing. And the thing of it is, for whatever the reason, the offices over here, a lot of them don't have the wainscoting. That's floor to ceiling on the paper. All offices over
All
here
of that comes
is
with
just
the records
wainscoting.
management?
On redoing the vault?
I don't think so. Okay.
I don't know. I really don't, because you are preserving the environment for the.
Do it on your records preservation card? I don't know where that could go on that.
And so I don't think they would
It's just
consider that involved.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a book or a machine.
But if we approve to do this, you know, like I said, I'd like to start down there in Patty's office, simply because she's gonna be the office is necessarily gonna be shut down anyway. After that, I'd like to move down in the JP's. The JP's office is really the worst one in the courthouse. Just that old paper falling off the wall.
Would that include the bathroom?
He said the entire east half.
Yeah. Only thing excluded was the closet, which you see one closet, right?
Okay.
Well,
The
no, I guess
bathroom's
there's multiple
tiled.
offices in there.
Yeah.
The bathroom's tiled.
No, I think the closet.
The bathroom is tough.
It's
Is it tile at the
Yeah,
top?
it's tile all the way up.
I never been.
In my closet, Ronnie
See, we're
said,
excluding.
forget that one little closet in the vault,
Yeah.
because it's just jam-packed full of
Yeah,
stuff.
there.
And my other closet in the office is painted. There's no wallpaper in that closet.
But that closet in the back of the vault,
It's
There's too
excluded.
much stuff in there.
That thing is stacked wall to ceiling, or floor to ceiling in there.
still got the sheriff's, is that still the sheriff's evidence room basically?
Yeah, I talked to Teddy about that, you know, of course, the outside walls of that closet, and all the way around, but actually inside the closet itself has been excluded, because we don't even know what's behind there. Because it's file cabinets all the way up, and they are stacked full.
Still get that seat in there? Richard Judge?
Belinda said she had got an order, but can't find the order to destroy it. And I could check with the DA and see if, I
Got
could get
that
it.
Rolled out and everything else.
Yeah, because I'd like to, and she had said there was an order, but I can't find the order.
Which one's yours?
It's a seat somebody bled on,
No, she was killed on,
killed on it. Jones girl.
King County.
Yeah, I don't know why, because that's,
OC.
trial
So, yeah, that's the only thing
Yeah,
been
now that one.
carried out, and the guy's back out, he done went, and has been now.
Yeah, he's back to cowboy.
I don't know why we need to keep that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
he's been several years. And he shot her in the.
Yeah, his daughter's living here in town.
She's married to, Michael Martin.
So,
So, what do we want to do about this
Where you can take the money out of, what have we got in that? What's your intentions there, Amy?
We should still have enough money in courthouse.
We budgeted enough to do
Yeah,
that.
Construction, courthouse construction, courthouse structure is what you took that 10 cents
Right,
out of.
and then, see, we still have 29,000 in there.
How much is that, deal?
29,784.
Yeah, 40,000,
Yeah.
You got a copy of our budget? You got a copy of our budget? Here?
No, it's bid.
Yeah,
What happened.
that's
it. I
just
mean,
about
it so happens, it only was like $6 in it.
Me and Ronnie's just really good at guessing, see?
Y'all are.
But I am real pleased with what the work they've done so far on this hallway stuff, how that is. It's really changed the looks of things around here.
What about, cause I'd really prefer to leave my books, cause I don't want them out in the hallway. What about using, Amy's suggestion on calling for a couple of inmates to help?
Well, I don't know who he has over here in the lockup right now.
Well, I mean, April.
Yeah, I'd rather not, cause the leg has been, infections after infections, and
Yeah.
I'd rather not go there and the dust and stuff like that, and take a chance on him.
I can talk to sheriff and see if he has anybody that he would feel comfortable about sending over.
He might get, we could ask Ruby, no man, he might, with that thing, but we could use that summer help and use somebody like Ruby for a couple of days.
I'd only have to move 2 walls,
Where you gonna move it to?
Well, I'm gonna stack some on those counters back there, and we've got some, empty spaces that we can put some in. There's 2 long tables. We can get one of those white tables. Yes, I just don't know how much weight it can hold.
I know it's moving it. I don't know.
But we're gonna have to move
You gotta
those
leave it in the
file
vault
cabinets.
though?
Yes, I would prefer to leave it in there, and if I have to, I'll stack some in the front of it.
Well, I was gonna say, well, country agent, he's gonna be gone. He's gone now, he's been gone
County
2
agent.
weeks. I mean, you got that officer, I mean, it ain't like anybody's gonna be in there, so,
Yeah, cause I just don't want them out in the hallways, and if they'll be in the way, in my office, and, but I've got a couple of times, we have to be careful on those counters, because they slam.
Yeah.
They'll slide off.
I would think those white fiberglass tables would hold a couple of layers of those books.
Yeah,
Without
okay.
worried about collapsing one of them.
We need to move the, on this wall, the file cabinets away from the wall.
Yeah,
I think the dollar would do.
The west wall and the north wall in that vault, those cabinets, all of them are gonna have to be moved away from the wall.
Just from the door over just those 2 walls. Put them wherever, if I have to stack them on the floor under the table. I can stack them under the floor, and we can maybe move the table over them and then put some on the table. That way the drop cloth is cut off.
I'm trying to look at JP's office, see how bad it is. You're always talking about how bad it is.
It is bad.
In Mike's office, be on the south wall, that corner, that whole piece of paper is right down, just about halfway down.
And he don't have wainscot in that office?
No. And it's
That's a mess then.
Yeah, it's a mess. That's where you had a major water leak up there on that. And it got that wall wet, that's the reason all that turned loose.
Roof leak?
Huh?
Is it a roof leak?
No, back. I don't know how long ago it's been since that, but back when it was leaking. It leaked.
But that's what caused it?
That's what
Roof
caused it,
leak?
yeah. And anyway, we got that problem stopped, and we got a bunch of thumbtacks holding the paper. You wanna go look at it, or?
Yeah. I'll do, y'all got time?
Well, we can take a little recess, go look at that.
I'll make